Good morning, everybody. Mr. Kennedy here. Today, we're going to be learning how to draw a fly guy. So to get started with our fly guy, the first thing we're going to do towards the middle of our paper is we're going to start with his eyes. And to do that, I'm going to start with his left eye. And now when we're making these circles, do not worry about making it a perfect circle. Fly guy's eyes, yes, are circle-shaped. However, they are not perfect circles. They're both a little bit bumpy. I was going to start again just with one circle towards the middle of my paper. Now, right next to that circle, it's going to look like it's coming out of that circle. We're going to draw another one. And again, don't worry about getting these to be perfect circles. Fly guy's eyes are circle shaped, but they are not perfect circles. They're both a little bit bumpy. All right, next let's give him his pupils. So the little black dots in his eye. Even though his eyes are very large, those pupils are very small. So we're just gonna make a really small circle in the middle of both of those larger circles we made. Next, I'm going to put a teeny tiny circle inside these little circles we just made. When I do that, I'm going to put it towards the top of my little circle. I want to put it kind of in the same space on both circles. And then what we'll eventually do is we'll color the rest of our small circle black, while we leave that tiny circle inside of it white. Again, if I'm going too fast for my friends at home, you can always pause the video to catch up. All right, next let's do his nose. So right underneath the second eye we did, the eye on the right side, I'm gonna make a little line, a little curved line, almost like a backwards C, right underneath that second eye. Now I'm gonna take the bottom of this backwards C shape or line, and I'm just gonna hook it around. So it's almost making a circle now, but they're not touching. And instead of connecting them, I'm just gonna bring this line over to the side and right into that first eye we drew. Right there. Next, Fly Guy does have, they're like little hairs on the side of his eyes. So I'm just going to put some small little lines on the side of his eyes. Just like that. Next, let's draw his antennas. Now, both of these antennas are going to go over to the left. They're going to go up and to the left. So let's first draw the right antenna. So to do that, I'm going to draw a line that's coming up and over to the left. And don't worry about making these lines exactly like mine. Yours can be a little bit different. That's okay. But I'm just going to make a few kind of zigzags in different directions with his antenna. And then at the very end of it, I'm going to put a little oval shape, which I will eventually color in black. And then let's do one on the other side too. Now this one is coming a little more to the left than it is coming up. And again, we're just gonna put a little oval at the very end of it that we will eventually color in black. All right, next, we're gonna draw a kind of like a giant letter U underneath these two eyes, and they're gonna connect them. So this one's gonna let's start coming out of the bottom of our left eye. We're gonna come down, around again, like we're making a big letter U, and let's bring it back up into the bottom of our right eye. All right, next let's give Fly Guy his mouth. Now towards the bottom of my U shape, on the left-hand side, I'm going to start with just a little line. Tiny little line going almost straight up and down. Now from the middle of this line, I'm going to make a smile line that's going to come down and over, and I'm just going to bring this right into the side of Fly Guy's face, or his body, I guess I should say. All right. Now, the next thing is Fly Guy has these little hairs all over him. If you didn't know this, flies are actually covered in tiny little hairs. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some lines on the body of our Fly Guy. So I'm going to start making these lines at the top of my Fly Guy's body. And so I'm going to be making some squiggly lines. They're going to come down out of the bottom of his eyes. And I'm just going to repeat this over and over and over again until I have lines, little curvy lines, all over my Fly Guy's body. So I am going to fast forward here, but at home, you can take your time. Please do not rush yourself. All right, so you'll notice I didn't just put squiggly lines at the top of my Fly Guy's body, but also put them on the side of him, the bottom, and the other side, both sides and the bottom. You'll also might notice that I have some hairs on the bottom and the side that are going outside of our Fly Guy's body, and that's okay. I kind of want that to make him look a little bit more realistic. All right, next, let's give Fly Guy his arms. So to do that, we're gonna make some very kind of simple stick arms. So to do that, let's start on the left side. So right a little bit below where we started the line for his mouth, I'm gonna make a little line that's gonna come out and back in to Fly Guy's side. Now, where this line is touching the bottom of our Fly Guy, we're gonna make a little line that's gonna curve away from his body, and we're gonna give him 3 lines for fingers. Fly Guy only has 3 fingers. Now let's do this same line on the other side of him. So now this one you'll notice is starting, again, a little bit below where we ended Fly Guy's mouth. This arm is actually going to look a little bit smaller because of the way Fly Guy's standing. It's going to be a little bit further away from us. So if it's a little bit smaller, that's okay. And now again, once we have the end of that kind of loop line or a curve line, let's give him 3 little fingers coming out the end. All right, next, let's give Fly Guy some legs. Now, to do that, we're going to do them kind of similar to how we made Fly Guy's arms. They're just going to be stick legs. So, again, let's start with the left side. This time, we're going to make a line that's going to come down and over. So it's almost like I'm just drawing the side of a diamond. And I'm actually going to do that twice. Both of his legs are going to be going in the same direction. You'll notice this second leg doesn't go as far down. It's a little bit higher up. Because again, the way Fly Guy is standing, this leg is a little bit further away from us. So it should look a little bit smaller. So again, now let's give Fly Guy some feet. So we're gonna make a big straight line on the end of these lines we just made. And then at the end of these straight lines, we're gonna do 3 little toes. So similar to how we did the fingers, we're just gonna give him 3 little toes at the end of his feet. All right, we're almost done. The last thing we have to do is give him his wings. So to do that, we're gonna come back up to, let's start again with the left side. So now I'm gonna come up a little bit higher up on his body, almost in the middle of where his eyes and his mouth are. So right about here, I'm gonna make a line that's gonna come almost straight out to the side. And then I'm gonna curve it down almost like I'm gonna make a circle. It's like a big loop. Well, more like an oval, I guess I should say. Now let's bring this line back up towards where we started this shape, and then we're gonna end it right underneath it. Now, in the middle of this shape we just made, let's first start with a line, and this doesn't have to be a straight line, it should be kind of curvy. This is for the veins in Fly Guy's wings. And then I like to put some little lines coming off of that middle line. I just do 2 on each side for his wings. Now again, let's do almost pretty much the same thing we did for this wing, but on the other side. But again, one thing to remember is this wing, because of the way Fly Guy is standing, should be a little bit smaller. But again, I'm starting it in the same way, a line that's coming out to the side, looping down to start what would look like an oval, and then I'm bringing it back up and into Fly Guy's side. Again, let's put that little line inside of it, and then 2 little lines on either side. And like that, we have our basic Fly Guy. Now we're ready to color and trace. If you want, you can pause the video here at home to match the same colors, but you do not have to. I hope you guys all had fun drawing Fly Guy with me today. I hope you guys stay safe, you keep drawing, and I'll see you next time.